Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my natural everyday makeup routine for you guys. This is what I do on an everyday basis when I'm just going to work and I don't have anything super exciting to do after. It's very quick, it's very affordable, and it's very easy. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into it. I am already prepped. I just have lotion on my face right now. Usually I would also apply an oil. I just do that for extra hydration, but I decided not to do that today. So we're ready to go. I don't like my makeup to look super heavy, obviously, whenever I'm doing natural makeup. So what I'll usually do is apply like a primer that's a little bit glowy. I've been really loving this Milani Soft Focus Glow. It's an Illuminizer, and they call it a complexion enhancer. It has hyaluronic acid, rose water, and cucumber in it. And really I just apply this to the high points of my face, not my entire face, because I can be an oily gal as it is, so we don't want to like overdo it. And I'll go like a little bit onto my forehead. Really like no method to it besides just trying to hit the high points of my face. And then I'll like just do a little on my nose. Just trying to like lengthen it, get it as snatched as we can on a natural everyday basis. And then on my Cupid's bow. So yeah, just like places that I would already highlight is where I like to apply it. So the next thing I like to do is go in with my concealer. I don't like to apply foundation on an everyday basis. I just feel like if I can avoid it, why not? I will apply this. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. Just right here where I get some dark circles because we're human, and then I just start there, and we're just gonna work with the product that we already have here. And I'm using my IT Cosmetics, I think it's the Complexion Perfection brush, the one that is like the Ulta specific one. This is my favorite. So I just take it down kind of in a triangular shape like I would with my regular concealer on top of foundation, but we don't have foundation on underneath. So basically I'm just dragging and pressing it into other areas where I might need a little extra coverage, just kind of like trying to spread it out so I can get as much coverage as possible with this little product. Now is kind of where I assess the look and I figure if I need to apply any extra concealer in that area or anywhere else on my face. So for today, just for like consistency, I'll just do literally like a tiny bit on my forehead, a little dot on my chin, and then a little on my nose, and we'll just do a little here and here. And then we'll take this and we'll just kind of spread it out so that it covers the same amount that foundation would, but it's going to be much lighter coverage. Also, I just wanted to point out that when you are doing a natural look, you want to let your freckles and some of your like breakouts honestly like show through, otherwise it doesn't look like your skin. So I have a breakout right here. Not sure what you guys can and can't see on camera, but I have a breakout right here. I'm not going to stress about covering it up. That's just not something that I like to worry about on a daily basis. I understand if it's like super inflamed and irritating, then like yeah, definitely try and cover it up if you want to, but I'm gonna let that one be free and just kind of blot out the foundation up on my forehead. So I totally like burned, I don't know if you guys can see, but I totally burned my head right here just a couple minutes ago when I was trying to just curl my hair. Apparently, after all these years, I still don't know how to curl my hair without burning my face. The next thing I like to do after I add my concealer is to fill in my brows. I'm gonna be using the retractable brow pencil. I'm going to be using the retractable pencil by Wet n Wild in the shape Taupe. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk. In the shade Taupe. And I know people usually like fast forward through this on YouTube and they don't show them putting on their brows, and I'll fast forward too, but I just wanted to kind of explain what I do first. So I love this pencil because it has a like triangular shape on the actual the tip, and so it helps me to get a very like straight line, and since I don't have a whole lot of brow to work with, I just kind of outline the shape of my brow and then I'll fill it in with something else. So you need to get a closer mirror because I cannot see. So basically I'm just taking it down at the bottom, drawing a line, and just following the shape of my natural brow. just as if I had darker hair. And now to give the appearance of like fuller brows, I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Voluminizer in the shade Soft Brown. I'm just gonna run a little bit of this through my brows. It's honestly almost out, so I barely get any product on my brows, but it still kind of gives me the effect that I want. So then I'll just go in with my regular spoolie and I'll just brush some of that product out because I want it to be as like minimal product as possible. And like when you're doing this in the morning and you kind of have your own routine down, it can be a lot faster than what I'm doing right now because I'm explaining every step, but yeah, I just like it to look natural. So I just kind of like brush it out. So now that my eyebrows are filled in, I already feel like we're in a much better place. My face is framed, and to go along with the framing process, I'm gonna add some bronzer just to the perimeter of my face to kind of give a little bit more of that sunlit, sun glow, contoured illusion. So what I'm gonna go in with is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. This is in the shade Bronzer. And I'm just gonna load some of this up on a bronzer brush from Real Techniques. I think it's a bronzer brush. Actually, it's a buffing brush, but same diff. That's what I use it for, and tap off the excess. And I think it's important to note that I know I'm defying the rules of makeup right now and I'm not applying a powder before I'm applying a powder, because you want to set the foundation and then you want to apply powder on top so that it doesn't like move it around. But because I applied so little concealer, I find that it's really not necessary. So I think that's good for the forehead. I'm going to go in and now we're going to go into the hollows of the cheek. So for this part, just to kind of explain the technique a little bit more since we're going into the detail here, I like to go from my hairline, like where this little triangle thing starts at the top of my ear, and then just kind of bring it down right here. Just right there. And I'll even like bring it up here and we'll just kind of like create that shape. Sometimes I'll go in underneath the apples of my cheeks because I have very like chubby cheeks, and I think that's fine. I've got like, it doesn't bother me anymore. It used to, but now I like to go under and kind of emphasize the apples of my cheeks because I think that it's cute. So I do that sometimes whenever I have extra product. So now to finish out that little 3 effect that we have going on, because we applied the bronzer here and then in the hollows of our cheek, and then we're gonna go down and we're gonna do just a jawline to kind of define the shape of my face even more. So I'll just take it right under here. And I'm aware that there might be a line right here and I just can't see it right now. I will fix that in just a minute, just in case any of you were like, oh my gosh, don't worry. So yeah, we're gonna take it right here and then right under here just to kind of like chisel as much as possible with it looking natural. So now to go in and fix any harsh lines that might be happening, I just take my same foundation brush that I used from earlier that has maybe a tiny bit of concealer left on it, and I'll just go and I'll kind of blot out those areas. So like for instance here, we're just gonna make it look a little bit more seamless. So in order to keep this look as glowy and natural as possible, I'm gonna go in with a cream blush now. These are the Flower Beauty Blush Bombs. This is in the shade Pinched. To keep a little bit more control as far as like how much product I put on my face, I like to put a little bit on the back of my hand right here, take my foundation brush and then apply it that way, because sometimes, at least for me, like, oh, I just got that on my bed. Because sometimes, at least for me, the cream blushes can either be way too pigmented or not pigmented enough. This is one of those that I feel like is kind of in the middle range, like you really have to kind of work with it. So I just apply some of that to my brush, blotting it onto my hand so that we don't get too much product. And then just applying where I need it. I'll even take a little bit and just put it onto my nose, and then a little bit onto my forehead. This is literally just whatever is left over, so it may not make a huge effect, but I do like to have similar tones going on throughout my face, just so everything looks nice and even. Okay, so we are almost done, and this is my favorite part. It's my mascara. It's the part that honestly changes the whole look. It just levels me up, because my eyelashes on their own are invisible. So just applying even one coat is like, does a world of a difference for me. For this kind of look, I like to use the Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara by L'Oreal. My favorite is just the regular Voluminous mascara. but this one's a little bit drier in formula and kind of creates like a wispier effect, so I feel like these look more natural. I don't know, it might just be me, but that's what I like to use it for. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna lay it on thick because I like lashes. The days where I do my natural makeup, I actually don't like to apply bottom lashes. I don't really know why. I think that maybe, I don't know, I think that maybe it looks more like a doll-like and definitely not more natural, so I don't know why I'm into that, but this is just what I do. So now is the fun part. You could totally just stop here if you're in a hurry. If you just took all of my talking out and you just sped all that up, I guarantee that would take you like 5 minutes. I just put on like 2 or 3 layers of mascara, so you guys know I do kind of cut it on. That's just my thing, that's my vibe, that's what I like. You don't have to do that either. So yeah, now is the fun part. We get to do like some of the extra stuff that I feel like really boosts a natural look and just takes it to the next level. So we're gonna go in with my favorite product probably that I've gotten in the last like couple years. Like I have not had a product that I've loved as much as I've loved this before. So this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powders, and I have this in the shade Luminous Light. So I'm just gonna take a little, I'm not really sure what you would call this. It's a Morphe M536. Use Whereslyss as your code for 10% off. Just kidding. This is what I use for my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder, as well as a couple other things. I just really like the shape of it. So I pack it on. I really like lay it on thick. I don't shy away from getting product on this brush. And then I just apply it to the high points of my face. And then a little bit more into like my lower cheek area, so we get that like, I don't know. Why am I, you can just tell I feel so much better after the mascara. But yeah, I just apply a little bit to kind of the apples of my cheeks and then the high points. Then I'll also apply it to my forehead, just to kind of like amp up the glow a little. And this has like very like micro pigments, so it's not like I have glitter all over my face. It really just looks like a very natural sheen. Now that we are already taking this to the next level, it's like, why not go up one more and apply some of this Colourpop Super Shock Cheek. I don't know if it's shadow, I think it's literally just like a highlight. It is Flexitarian. That's my favorite shade because this one does have glitter pigments, and so this is what I'll apply kind of right on top of where I already put the Hourglass down, just because I like a little extra glow. And then I'll just take a little bit on the tip of my nose because we're not contouring today. Shocker. Oh my gosh, I know. I love to do a nose contour, but on an everyday basis, I just don't have time for that. So I like to apply just a little bit onto the tip of my nose here, and then down the bridge. And that kind of gives like a little bit of an appearance of a nose contour without actually having to contour. So then I'm gonna take a little bit more with my pinky finger, dip in there, and since we didn't do eyeshadow, I'm just going to highlight certain areas of my eye. So we're gonna do the inner corner, and then we're going to do the brow bone. I'm just gonna go straight into the lip gloss that I would use. I actually really, where is it? I actually really been liking this Steve Laurent. It's like a lip oil. I got this at South by actually. There was an Ipsy pop-up and they let you go in and you could get a couple samples. And this is actually a full size, so this is what it looks like, and it's literally just like a lip oil, but it acts more like a lip gloss, and so I just feel like it's a little bit more moisturizing on my lips and just kind of gives me a little extra something, because I am the kind of person that like obsessively has to have something on my lips, so this does it for me. And it's like thin, but not too thin. Like it still kind of has some of that glossy feel. And then last thing, I swear, this is just something that I do whenever I have a little extra time. If I'm just feeling like let's just go there. Let's just do it. Let's do one more thing. Let's play with makeup today. That is when I take out this bad boy, which is my NYX Eyebrow Powder Pencil in the shade Espresso. And I actually use this not for my eyebrows, but for my fake freckles. And I am solely convinced that using an eyebrow pencil for fake freckles is the best possible tool, because it's waxy enough that it actually like holds the shape on your face. Like when you use an eyeliner pencil or an eyeshadow, it can tend to smudge, but I feel like because this has the wax in it, it just lasts a lot longer and keeps the shape. So that's what I do, and I do naturally have freckles, but I haven't been in the sun for a long time, so I don't have them, and I don't really want to force myself to get them by going out and exposing myself to the sunlight, so I just apply them in an unnatural way. And it's okay. They're fake. Just kind of like do like random little dots. There's no method to it. I actually kind of go over some of the areas that I naturally already have freckles, and I do it like bigger at first, and then I'm gonna blot them out. So I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna blot this out with my fingers so it doesn't look so like intense. And that's a wrap. This is my finished natural everyday makeup that I do with a little extra touch to it. I don't do the fake freckles. I also don't do the highlight all the time. Sometimes I really just stop at the bronzer, then the mascara and lip gloss, and then call it a day. But today I really like how this all turned out. I hope that the application tips were really helpful for you guys, and if you're interested in any of the products that I used, I'll list them all down below in the description box. There's no coupon codes for you guys, sorry about that, but none of this is sponsored. Want to be really transparent about that on this channel with you guys, because I know there's little weird things happening right now on YouTube where people don't feel like they can trust the person that's giving them the, you know, makeup advice and stuff. And at some point I'd like to be sponsored. I'm not saying that I don't want to be, but I do want to be transparent when I'm not and when I am. So this is not sponsored. I just really like these products, and I think that you guys would too. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can stay updated with everything that I'm doing. Also, go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram. That's where things are updated the most often. And go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it and you found it helpful. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.